आगाज जी आसिया नासिर साहब आप स्टार्ट करेंगे और बाकी नाम भी अगर आप दे दें तो फिर हम उसी पे हम शुरू कर दें। जी आसिया नासिर साहब जी।
बहुत शुक्रिया जनाब स्पीकर साहिब। आपके तवसत से मैं इस हाउस से गुजारिश करूंगी कि बड़ी खामोशी से मेरी बात सुने।
Respected Speaker, I would request the House to listen to me carefully. Your Honor, through your good office, I am here today pursuant to the cold-blooded murder of my brother Shahbaz Bhatti, not only to address the Prime Minister or the 342 members of this House, but also to address Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, the father and founder of our country. Mr. Muhammad Ali Jinnah, you requested us to join you in building a home for all of us, to create a sovereign land, a land we would call Pakistan. You promised that there would be no difference between Hindus, Christians or Muslims in this land, but rather we would be one nation under one flag. Today I want to ask you, Mr. Jinnah, that after Pakistan came into being, why this promise was broken. Mr. Speaker, I want to ask this House, what fault was my brother guilty of other than his dream of seeing this Pakistan as Quaid-e-Azam's Pakistan? Mr. Speaker, when the subcontinent of India was partitioned, Christian elders chose to join Pakistan. Perhaps very few people know that the Boundary Commission offered the Christians a separate region within Pakistan, but the Christians refused to take that offer. They chose rather to create one Pakistan. It was their vote which helped lead to the partition of India and Pakistan. What kind of a people are you? What type of human beings are you? When you needed our votes, you requested our help and compliance. However, once Pakistan was created, you called us minorities and pushed us. Our dreams and goodwill were set aside. We started facing discrimination. At times we were treated as untouchables. Our utensils were set aside. At other times we were treated as menials. Then our institutions were confiscated in the name of nationalization. Mr. Speaker, today I want to ask this House, what crime have the Christians committed? We have been amongst the most patriotic citizens of Pakistan and shall continue to be because we have fed this sovereign land with our blood. Just yesterday, my brother Shahbaz Bhatti gave up his life for this country. What sin are we guilty of that we have to face this degree of discrimination? There is and always has been an abundance of flowery speeches on the floor, proclaiming equal rights for the minorities. However, I want to tell this House that 65 years have passed and minorities yet have to enjoy rights equal to those that the Muslims enjoy. We are losing all hope and have very little expectation for the future. After the unfortunate incidents in Gojra, I said in my speech that I am afraid our future generations may regret the decision of our Christian elders to join Pakistan. Yesterday, when my daughter gave me a hug and requested that we leave this country, I was reassured that our children are regretting the decision of staying in Pakistan. Mr. Speaker, patriotism is our nature. I told my daughter this land is our mother and we are not going to go anywhere. This is our homeland. We were born and raised here. We are the sons and daughters of this land and we will die here. We will sacrifice each and every drop of our blood for this land, but we will not leave our sovereign land because we have sworn to take care of it. Mr. Speaker, the poet Sahil Ludhianvi accurately stated, "Cruelty halts its extremes, but when the blood sheds, it leaves its mark forever." My brother Shahbaz Bhatti's assassination is not the end. Rather, it marks the commencement of a new struggle. Now the voice of minorities cannot be suppressed. You may kill as many people as you want. Yesterday my brother was killed. In the future you may hang Assia Bibi or shoot Assia Nasir with bullets. But you will not be able to suppress the voice of minorities in Pakistan. This is our war for human rights. Mr. Speaker, we have reached the height of discrimination when this House treats us minorities worse than animals. Why has the only response to Shahbaz's murder been a total of 2 minutes of silence? Why has more not been done? Why hasn't a prayer not been offered in this House? Though the Prime Minister is not present here today, I want him to know that yesterday one of your brave men gave the ultimate sacrifice for the citizens of this country. Yesterday one of the ministers of the People's Party was brutally killed while we were holding a cabinet meeting. Why wasn't the cabinet meeting postponed as an appropriate response to the death of its member? Mr. Speaker, some of the ministers have been given 2 bulletproof vehicles, while others have been provided with at least 1. I personally requested Rahman Malik, the Federal Minister of Interior, that our community has reservations and concerns regarding Shahbaz's security. He answered that Shahbaz Bhatti requested a bulletproof vehicle and that he had been provided with one. I told him that there is no security at Shahbaz's home, and he said we have agreed for that as well. The next day, when I asked Shahbaz about the same, he answered that Rahman Malik was lying. Nothing had been given to him. He had been requesting a house in the Interior Ministry for at least 10 days, which was not provided. Mr. Speaker, I would say this represents a big lapse in security, and that the present government is therefore responsible for Shahbaz Bhatti's death, and it seems that his death may have been in vain. It was announced from the President's office that a committee will be made to look into Assia Bibi's case. Where is that special committee? I asked Shahbaz Bhatti to ask Prime Minister and the President's office why no such committee had been formed. A clear-cut directive should have been immediately issued. However, as of today, no such committee has been composed. The truth is that no visible policy has been dictated from the office of the Prime Minister or President. Shahbaz Bhatti, my brother, never made any controversial statements. We Christians are not disrespectful. We know the importance of protecting the respect and honor of prophets. No Christians or members of other minorities can ever think of being disrespectful towards any prophet. Mr. Speaker, I would like to say that we highly object to this incident. All the Christians of Pakistan are sad and protest the death of Shahbaz Bhatti. We will wait till his funeral and then formulate our action. For the time being, I would strongly suggest a committee be formed comprised of the leaders of all political parties to decide who should be considered a Pakistani citizen and who should not be given that title. The committee should decide if they want to declare that Pakistan is only a country for Muslims, like many fanatic news reporters contend every day. I want to say that Pakistan is not a country for Muslims only, because historical evidence regarding the participation of Christian leaders in the formation of Pakistan is ignored. Not many people know that many Christians gave their lives during the creation of Pakistan. History has forgotten the fact that on 14th August 1947, more than 100 Christian nurses lost their lives attending to the wounded Pakistanis at the border between Pakistan and India. We have to resort to personal letters found in family records to learn about the Christian participation and the sacrifice as Christian leaders were a vital part of Quaid-e-Azam's dream. People are ignorant of the fact that while Hindus and other Pakistani minority groups have lived in Pakistan for centuries. Christians opted to call Pakistan their home by choice. And for what? To be slaughtered or to be considered untouchables or labeled as menials? Mr. Speaker, it is our demand that culprits behind Shahbaz's death be arrested as soon as possible and prosecuted to the full extent of the law. We are Pakistanis. We do not belong to the US nor to Europe. We belong only and only to Pakistan. However, you should decide once for all to either give us equal rights or clearly declare that there is no place for minorities in Pakistan so that we may blamelessly and without regard break all ties and leave. Mr. Speaker, I would like to say that no matter how much we protest on this matter, it will never be enough. Our hearts are crying as we have shed tears of blood. We have been given a clear-cut message that whoever will raise a voice among minorities will be targeted with bullets. Mr. Speaker, today we want a policy statement from the government which clearly states the policy regarding the minorities and their security. We will not accept any excuses because the time of decision has arrived. Now the Christians in Pakistan have only one question: to be Pakistani or not. I will proudly call my brother Shahbaz Bhatti a martyr, even though you have shown that you are unwilling to do so. For he is a martyr. In Christianity, there is no level of martyrdom greater than the one who gives his life for Jesus Christ. And Shahbaz Bhatti gave his life for Jesus and stayed faithful to him till the end. I salute the martyr Shahbaz Bhatti, and I end my speech with a few words from the poet Faiz Ahmad Faiz, who perhaps wrote these verses for times like these. No trace, no evidence, no witness, no testament. The shed blood cries in vain. Mr. Speaker, in protest of this incident, the members of the minority are going to walk out of this house as a token to the Honorable late Shahbaz Bhatti.
शेख साहब अगर आप भी शेख आफ्ताब साहब अगर आप भी साथ अगर हो जी शेख आफ्ताब साहब